The palette stalker or inspector lets you quickly access the available process and spot color palettes in CorelDRAW, including the Pantone, Roland, and ONYX color palette libraries, ensuring consistent color accuracy for any output. In addition to the default color palettes, we also have the ability to edit existing palettes, create custom palettes by adding colors to an empty palette, and create palettes from existing artwork, including vector graphics and raster images. Export the document palette under a project or customer name and create a palette swatch printout for proof printing. Let's start by editing our Roland VersaWorks palette. If I regularly create printouts that need a perforated cut, I can add a PerfCutContour color to my palette, as this is no longer included in the default VersaWorks palette. Start by opening the palette stalker and then the Roland VersaWorks palette. I can't edit the default VersaWorks palette, but I can save it under another name. Let's call it Roland VersaWorks with PerfCutContour. This palette will now be listed in the palette stalker under my palettes. Drag the new palette to the desktop. Select a color. Close the Change Document Defaults window that pops up. Click on the Options arrow in the Edit Palette dialog box and choose Edit Color. Click on Add Color and choose a color for PerfCutContour. Select the new color in the Preview panel. Under Selected Color, change the color name to PerfCutContour and make sure that it is treated as a spot color. Click OK to save. Click on the Options arrow in the palette again and choose Show Color Names. We can now right-click an outline to apply our Cut Contour and PerfCutContour colors. We can also populate an empty color palette with colors of our choice. Start by clicking on the plus sign at the bottom left corner of the palette stalker. Choose New Empty Color Palette. Give the palette a name and save. The new empty palette will open to the right of the Open Palettes in the Docker panel. Drag colors over from any open palettes to the new empty palette to add them. Or use the eyedropper to pick color from any objects in an open document to add to the palette. Start by clicking on the plus sign at the bottom left corner of the palette stalker. Choose New Palette from the document. Give the palette a name and save. The palette will open to the right of the Dockers. We can also create palettes from selected objects, vector objects, or raster images for use in our graphic designs. Select an image or multiple objects. Click on the plus sign at the bottom left corner of the palette stalker. Choose New Palette from selected objects. Give the palette a name and save. Choose how many colors from the original image you would like included in the palette. The new palette will open to the right of the Dockers. The document palette automatically collects any colors that you have used in a design, and it is automatically saved with the document. For repeat projects of the same customer, the document palette can be saved under another name and added to My Palettes list in the palette stalker. Click the Options arrow on the left of the document palette, choose Palette, Save As, name the palette. CorelDRAW offers creative professionals an easy way to generate color charts for print devices and proofing. Select Tools, Scripts, Run Script. Macros in Color Chart Creator. Run. From the palette drop-down list, choose the palette you want to print. Only open palettes are shown. If needed, name the printer and the date of printing. OK. CorelDRAW will create a new document with swatches for testing on your specific print equipment.